All right, so it's time for another episode of Nick's Nerd Network, and I'm Nick. We're going to be doing icebreakers today, where I use icebreaker topics to talk to you. So, the reason I actually decided to do these icebreakers today is because I want to be able to share my opinions or share my thoughts or my life experience with viewers, whether it helps them or provides them with guidance or is just something interesting to listen to. And I want to be comfortable talking in front of the camera. So, it's a little bit about providing information for all of you, but also getting myself comfortable speaking naturally and not rehearsed. That's one thing that I got frustrated with myself when I was doing reviews, is that I'm always constantly thinking about, are we covering this? Are we doing this? Are we saying this correctly? And I felt like I was producing while on camera, which was a little bit difficult and hard for me to feel natural in myself. So the purpose of these icebreakers is for me to use a software to generate random icebreaker topics that I can use in conversation, and then use these topics to spark a story or a conversation or something to share with all of you. So let's see what our first topic is. So it's actually funny because it pertains to this channel and myself wanting to be a resource. Is one of my worst habits is I am always quick to give advice, whether it's asked for or not. The purpose of this channel was to provide an outlet. I used to be a teacher actually, and I taught math and science, and I was used to like educating people and helping them or providing them with advice and guidance, but I don't do that anymore. But I still feel a need to want to share my knowledge or share my experience and hopefully benefit others. But this can be a double-edged sword because sometimes people just want to complain, or some people just want to share how they're feeling, and I'm very quick to jump in and say, oh, well, you should be doing this or you should be saying that. I mean, I sometimes even schedule time with my friends to sit down and me help them plan out their lives or help them get organized or different things. And for some people that can sometimes get very annoying. So I'm using this as my platform of, if I title my video me talking about a certain topic, you're choosing to watch it and you're choosing to endure listening to me. So that is probably one of my most annoying habits. And it's something that people either really love or really don't like about me. The last thing I would want to say when I die is, I told you so, because obviously I'm not going to get myself killed. I'm too smart for that. I'm just kidding. I'm not that conceited. But I assume that my death is probably going to be the result of somebody else, and it's probably going to be a bad decision or a mistake that they made, or they might have convinced me to do something that I didn't want to do, and those last words are going to be, I told you so. I do recycle. I try to recycle as much as I can. I'm not perfect. There's sometimes where it just doesn't make sense for me at the time, or there's nowhere for me to put recycling, or I'm like in a situation where I can't. But for the most of the time, I'd say 95% of the time that I'm able to recycle, I do recycle. It actually sparks a memory for me because I was really frustrated. I used to live with 3 different guys. There was 4 of us living in an apartment, and I spent a lot of time recycling. I was always sorting them. I had a bunch of different containers to put the recycling in, and we all had a different chore. And so 2 of the people's chores was on a rotation of them emptying the recycling bin each, like usually every like week or 2. And I would sort everything so it was really easy for them to take care of. I went the extra mile. And I got really upset because one day after I got back from classes early, I saw that every time they took out the trash and the recycling, they just took all of my containers and dumped them all back into the same bag and took it out to the dumpster because they didn't want to make multiple trips. So I was pretty upset, and they ended up not having to do that chore anymore. I just took it over because I wanted to make that extra effort to recycle. So, I mean, I don't know. My conscience weighed in there. Was I a bit of a pushover in that situation? Yes. Did I talk to them about it? Yes. But they weren't interested in recycling and didn't really care about the environment. So I can't say that that makes me a good person, but I can definitely say that that makes them a bad person. I'm just kidding. They're not bad people. So the next and final icebreaker that I'm going to do, at least for today, is, do I like to sing out loud when people aren't around? So I do like to sing out loud when people aren't around. I sing a lot in the car. Sometimes if there's like one friend that I know pretty well, I'll sing along with them in the car, but I'm never going to go all out in front of somebody in person singing car. I don't know, honestly, if I have a good voice or a bad voice. I'm not sure. I've never really sang in front of people. I've always kind of been very self-conscious about that. I think that I sound good when I sing in the car, but a lot of people tend to be tone deaf. Some of my favorite songs I like to sing to in the car are, I would say one of my guilty pleasures is Let It Go from Frozen, but I'm pretty sure everyone secretly sings that song to themselves in their car. Um, a lot of Disney songs, actually. The Lion King, I Can't Wait to Be King is one of my favorite songs to sing in the car. I also really like a lot of Mika songs. Steven Universe songs I sing along to in the car. And, oh, I love Maroon 5. I sing a lot of their songs in the car. So it's a little bit embarrassing. One thing I actually do hope with this channel is to do some parody songs. One thing I'm really good at doing in my head is coming up with parody lyrics to other famous songs. It was like a game that I made for myself when I worked at a summer camp, because the summer camp that I worked at, we weren't supposed to be listening to or singing songs that weren't religious or campfire songs. Again, this was a long time ago, so a lot of things have changed since then. So it was a fun game. There was actually one that I made from Summer Lovin' from Greece into a camp song, but that'd be something I'd be interested in doing for the channel in the future. So that's all for this episode. I hope you found this information at least a little bit interesting. I know it's kind of needless information about me, but hey, it's good practice for me talking and getting comfortable in front of the camera to get more comfortable and deliver really good content when I start working on some of the other things I have in the works. So thanks so much for listening. Hope I didn't waste your time. This is Nick's Nerd Network, and I'm Nick signing off. Bye. If you like this episode of Nick's Nerd Network, please like and subscribe. If you have different opinions or would like to share some of your ideas, please share these in the comment section below. Please keep it constructive and friendly. Thanks so much for watching and have a wonderful day.